Good evening, I'm Kyle Clark.
I'm Alexandra Lewis. Tonight, everything is back to normal at Denver International Airport. Passengers are getting through security in a matter of minutes, but certainly wasn't the case earlier today.
Yeah, so the train stopped, because that always happens at DIA, and then the lines backed up all the way up the stairs and through security. DIA said just before 3 o'clock they had a mechanical issue that caused all the trains to stop, and then they were running at what the airport called limited capacity. They were not back to normal until almost 5, and that caused delays for people getting to and from the terminals. We spoke with one man who had been waiting more than an hour to get through TSA.
I was lucky that I decided to come to the airport early today because you never know what's going to happen. So I was 3 hours early. Yeah. So I might have a chance of getting on still.
DIA said TSA was able to add some extra staff to security checkpoints once the trains are moving to keep the lines going.
As of today, 2024 has been the third warmest summer on record in Denver. And we could climb into second place overall if this trend continues. Like today, Denver reached 92 degrees, but looks like we are expecting a bit of a change. Kathy, that's nice.
Yes, that's exactly right. We have a cold front that's on its way into Colorado tonight already. And we'll know it's here when we feel and hear that wind shift later on overnight tonight into the wee hours of the morning. Average high this time of year is 86, 92 was our high. The average at 86, but the record 10 degrees warmer at 96. We started at 61. Temperatures will cool back a bit to the 70s and 80s across the Front Range and Eastern Plains. Winds have been increasing out of the south in advance of that cool front, which will bring temperatures down 10 degrees cooler than the numbers that we experienced today. We do have a holiday weekend outlook that looks pretty good for outdoor activities as we remain between two weather systems, a low pressure area to the south and another system to the north. This area of low pressure to the south is bringing in a few showers to southern Colorado, nothing severe, but a little bit of wind and lightning around Alamosa, Pagosa Springs, and Trinidad. Temperatures over the next few hours will drop out of the 80s into the 70s, and we have a big cool down coming. The timing and impact of the overnight cold front, that's coming up.
Tonight, the school board at Adams 12 five-star schools is considering if they'll send a bond and mill levy measure to voters, one of several districts to do so.
And then there's Denver, another district looking to do the same, ask voters for more money. Here's 9 News reporter Rachel Krause with that. Hi, Rachel.
Hey, yeah, DPS, Aurora, and Poudre are among the school districts asking voters to consider measures on the ballot as a way to fund needed improvements around their districts. But not every district is asking you to pay more on your property tax bill.
Over at Washington Square campus,
we're rotating them.
Students like senior Parker Ripke are learning how to rotate tires. Hands-on learning. One way Adams 12 schools gets him out of the classroom while picking up new skills.
My parents were telling me, oh, you can't work construction until you're out of high school. And then when I came here, I was like, wow, they were way wrong.
Superintendent Chris Godowski wants to expand these career and technical education programs so more students can join in.
We want to get kids off wait lists, give them these opportunities, and add new things like aviation, architectural design, advanced manufacturing.
To pay for the CTE expansion, along with building, security, and HVAC upgrades, they're asking for an $830 million bond. They also want a $34.5 million mill levy override. That would raise property taxes about $240 a year for a $500,000 home.
Mill levy overrides are necessary just to pay for basics. If you want to pay your teachers a competitive salary, if you want to offer things like computer science or career and technical ed, you need more money than the state's giving you to do that.
They're not the only district asking for more cash. Denver is asking voters to approve a $975 million bond. Aurora wants a $1 billion bond and a $30 million levy. Westminster and Dougco both have bond measures on the ballot. No tax increases needed for any of those. Poudre is asking voters for a $49 million mill levy. That would raise property taxes $127 a year for a $500,000 home. And Cherry Creek is asking for a $950 million bond and a mill levy increase. That would hike up taxes around $180 a year for a $500,000 home. For Adams 12 students like Ripke, he says the programs the district wants to expand are worth it.
Just get kids out and explore different trades or other things they can do.
Godowski hopes voters feel the same.
But this community is consistently invested in its schools, and we're optimistic they'll do it again.
That Adams 12 board meeting on the bond and levy proposal is still happening. We'll let you know once they vote. Now, as for the other school districts, those measures will be on the ballot for voters to decide in November. We'll have all those details for you on this story at 9news.com. Live in the newsroom, Rachel Krause, 9 News.
Today, the Colorado House gave preliminary approval to the property tax compromise that brought them back to the Capitol. The governor and Democrats struck that deal with conservative groups that put some deeper tax cuts on the November ballot. The deal calls for those to be pulled in favor of a smaller tax cut with less impact on schools and local governments. That bill note goes to the Senate for the special session to end tomorrow. The full Senate must vote once by midnight tonight. Otherwise, by law, it can't end before Friday.
The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office wants to use facial recognition technology again. It used it in the past to generate leads for identifying suspects, but the vendor that sold the software stopped offering it years ago. But now it's available again. The Sheriff's Office says it would only use booking photos to help identify suspects and notes that the technology won't be used as probable cause to arrest someone. A fairly new state law requires any government agency that wants to use facial recognition technology to put together an accountability report and hold public meetings explaining how the agency will use the technology. The department will hold a meeting on September 7th to get feedback from the community.
Police in Fort Collins are using artificial intelligence to help write their reports these days. 70 officers started using what's called Draft One in April, part of a pilot program. The AI technology is made by Axon, the company that also makes their body cameras. Draft One uses audio from the officer's body cam to write up a report in seconds, but then leaves blank spaces for officers to fill in information.
It asks for those clarifying questions, and it does not make any sort of assumptions or additions to this that might be outside the realm of what actually happened. And that's how this is clearly different than most ChatGPT or AI writing programs, because that creativity is shut down to zero.
Officers have filed nearly 300 reports with AI, and Fort Collins police say since they started with that pilot, they have seen a 66% decrease in the time that it takes officers to write those reports. Before submitting an AI-generated report, officers have to sign an acknowledgement statement to note that it was prepared using that technology.
CU Boulder's chief of police has officially accepted a new position. The school just announced Doreen Jokerst has accepted a new position as chief of police for the city of Overland Park, Kansas. She was appointed to her position a little more than 6 years ago at CU. A leadership transition plan is in place for CUPD, and an interim chief will be named. Jokerst's last day is being determined.
College football's back. Buffs kick off their season tomorrow night in Boulder against South Dakota State.
And if Coach Prime created big expectations last year, he did. This year brings a new conference, a historic NIL deal, and then, bigger dreams for the fans in year 2. 9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles is on the CU campus tonight.
Hey there, guys, and welcome back to the Big 12, right? North Dakota State tomorrow, second season under Coach Prime. And as usual, the last 2 years, we've got another season ticket sellout. We've got national eyes on the University of Colorado once again. Guys, it is college football Christmas Eve here. 'Twas the night before football.
Super excited to see the team and see what we can do.
And all through CU.
I finally get to be a part of it, and it's going to be super fun to be part of this community.
Campus is buzzing, and Boulder is due.
Part of the reason I wanted to go to CU is because of the football. I think people are really excited. A lot of people are fighting for tickets still, so everyone wants to go to the game.
The students are back, decked out in their gear. Visions of records improving this year?
Optimistic, 4-8's still not acceptable for the talent we have on the roster, and I think we'll do really well this year, and I'm hoping for 10 wins, maybe a bowl game.
The beer is here, it's ready to sell. Goodbye to old conferences, on to Big 12. First up, North Dakota State, then Nebraska and CSU, and later K-State, Utah, and OSU too.
You get to around the 7-8 win mark. I think that's probably a win. You got two of the best players in the country, so I think you should win a lot of games.
A new NIL deal for Shedeur.
I think Shedeur Sanders is the #1 NIL maker this year, so I think having a deal with Nike is absolutely huge.
And a new season with Coach Prime. SCO Buffs to all.
I don't care, SCO Buffs by 100 tomorrow. Let's go, let's do it. Great day.
And to all, a good night. We have some new this year. We have some old traditions this year. New, there's a brand new video board debuting here at Folsom Field. 5 times bigger in the south end of the field, 130 feet wide, guys, 36 feet tall, just a cool $15 million to get that thing built. And of course, we have the old traditions. Tonight was the Stampede over on Pearl Street, and we have Ralphie running again, once again tomorrow, part of her tradition as well. Guys?
All right, we shall see. Year 2, this is the year that expectations meet reality for Coach Prime, right? You know? All right, every reason to be optimistic. Jenny, thank you.